Right folks, I do not know how many people are going to get to see this video. What I do know is many of the people that comment upon it will absolutely batter me in the comment section. That's fine, no problem. I've got thick skin, that's what I'm all about. But maybe, just maybe, I do hope that some of those that were about to batter me listen to this full video and can see in part where I'm coming from. And can see in part, for all I'm probably calling somebody that they follow and love, maybe some of what I'm saying is correct, and maybe they might see some of it's coming from a good, honest and decent place. I'm away on holiday now. I'm wearing these bins here because I'm having trouble with my thumbnails. I'm working on a laptop. It's all just basic, but then again, my channel just is. It's me, whatever's in the background, no music, no analytics, no anything. Just me talking into a camera. It's not the high quality stuff like the stuff that this fella puts out that I'm going to talk about. He puts out real quality. The subject matters aren't always for my taste anymore. I tend to not watch much of him anymore. I used to probably a year, 18 months ago, but I've fallen away from him a little bit for reasons that I may disclose further within this video or may not. But this chap put a video out on Sunday. I seen it yesterday afternoon, and I thought, for all I'm away and not doing much in it, I've just got comments on it, and I do know many will batter me for it. They'll think I'm being nasty, they'll think I've got no feelings, no decency, that I'm not a good person, that I'm calling somebody out for the sake of it. You'd be wrong on every level, but you're allowed to think that. I may have some people that back me. Many of them may back me because I'm in another, they might think, they might be in another camp to this fella. This fella had a high profile falling out with somebody else 18 months ago. And I know his supporters have a go at them, their supporters have a go at him, and vice versa. I don't need anybody backing me up in what I say here just because you follow another YouTuber and because you don't like this YouTuber. I don't need that at all. If anybody puts anything in the comment section that's positive because they're with me and they understand what I'm saying is in part correct, or that they feel or felt the same as me, then I welcome that. But I don't want to get in a war of YouTubers. I really don't. My background is I talk about anything and everything. I have many YouTubers I follow, some not as much as I used to. And what I do is I comment on anything to do with those YouTubers that interest me. Anything I agree upon or that I particularly like, I'll comment on. Anything that they say that I don't like, I may comment on. I follow another fella, the guy Danny Mellon of Rate My Takeaway. I've got something to say on that subject when I get back home. He's recently fell out with his partners there, and I've got something to say. None of my business, but that's what I do. I say what I think about whatever I think. I look for news. I mean, I do a lot of sports on this channel, a hell of a lot of horse racing at the moment. That's dominating things because I've got a good fan base for that, but also there's a lot to talk about, and that's fair. But more because a lot of what I do is showbiz based and showbiz news, and there's not a lot to talk about at the moment because not much is happening. So I look for subjects anywhere and everywhere, and yesterday one presented itself and one I felt strongly about. The subject matter, for those that haven't already guessed it, and I think you might see it from the thumbnail, it depends what thumbnail I put up there, is a chap called Darren John. Darren's been putting videos out for at least a couple of years more than me, maybe 3 years more than me. Very good at what he does, very good. Production, fantastic. Filming, fantastic. Graphics, music behind it, all fantastic. All everything I'm not. I'm a rank amateur. He is like sort of Premier League for the quality of work he puts out. Subjects aren't always for me. Often covers old ground, and often says things that I don't know that I'm fully on board with. So for that reason I watch him a bit less than I did, well, a lot less than I did. But nothing wrong with him at all. He's got a good following, lots of subscribers, he goes down well and they love him. But he put a video out on Sunday that I seen yesterday, and I just thought, I've just got to comment. I've just got to comment. And as I say, many aren't going to appreciate this, but I'm just going to tell you as I see it about the video we put out, and I'm going to expand it more to tell you a bit of what I've seen about Darren based on a couple of things he said in the video. But his video was about mental health. He put a video out about mental health, and it was about 25-30 minutes long. And I seen the title and I thought, I've got to watch this, because I thought straight away, I think I'm going to be disappointed with his content. And ultimately I was, but not for reasons that you'll think I was. Anyway, I watched it all, and he's in a food court, I think, in that there Thailand, because he's residing there at this moment in time. Firstly, what strikes me, his hair's all over the place, as it often can be. He often complains about his hair, that it's a mess, and he's always putting his hand through it and whatever else. But he could easily get it cut. I think the fact that he's receding on top makes him reticent to do that, and that's his business, but I don't understand that, but that's his business, that's his life. And I'm not knocking the fact, because I'm going a bit thin here and whatever else, it's just life. But he didn't change his hair up like he normally does, as he put his hand through it. He left it like that, and I thought he looked like he was having a bad Ken Dodd day. And I thought that was supposed to be part of the look like I've just got out of bed and I'm dishevelled and I'm having mental health issues. And he went on about his mental health issues and how he's down and he's depressed, and some of it was to do with his internet, his internet not being on and not being able to watch TV for a week or so. Some of it was about his banking, that his banking's been stopped and so on and so forth, because it's something that's happening at the moment with Brits in Thailand. All good reason to have issues, you know. Also, he's in a country there on his own. He says he's not in a relationship. I mean, I think the last time I watched him was 3 or 4 months ago, and he'd actually started dating somebody. That must have ended. I didn't know it ended. I never got to see the person on film. Maybe some of you did, especially the ones that follow him. And I listened to all the video, and in part he's saying, you know, I'm really down, I'm depressed. We get this way, you know, mental health is an awful thing, and we need to say more, and men especially need to say more, and we don't speak up. And I have done things on mental health in the past, and you know it, I do suffer, folks, and I think it's something we need to talk about. And if I can help one person and all that palaver and all the things that you hear in videos of this ilk, and I'm not being dismissive, I'm honestly not. I am going to get to the point I want to get to in a moment. And we went on and on and on. And then he brought in his weight. He always brings in his weight, because we all know if we watch his videos that he's overweight and he's got issues. I think about a year and a half ago, he did a series of videos for about 2 or 3 months where he was trying to lose weight. And then I think it got, if memory serves, got put on a back burner. And then about 6 or 8 months ago, maybe a little more now, time flies, he was doing something again about his weight. And he was weighing himself and saying he was changing his eating and not doing as much filming. He said, but it's a difficult thing because I'm not filming food reviews. That's my content in the main. I'm not earning, but I need to lay off things. And he found it as an opportunity to do videos on cooking videos, cooking at home. I watched 2 or 3 of them and I thought to myself, and this will sound like I'm having a go, but I swear to God it's not. I thought many of the menus that he was doing weren't that appealing to me, and I thought, well, I know Darren's been a cook before, or says he has, or got a cookery background, but I thought, if I'm not a better cook than him, then something's wrong, because I'm a good cook myself, and I remember he did something with onion soup, I know I'm waffling here, and I thought, I'll try that, because I didn't like the look of his at all, and I tried it, and I did a couple of twists to it, and I got a fantastic onion soup, and I thought, I bet this is better than yours, Darren, but that's fine, that's just taste and whatever else. But he was going on and on and on about weight at the time, and I think it was at a time when he had, if memory serves, he had a lot of sweets delivered. Sweets, now I know this isn't about the mental health, but it ties in. He had a lot of sweets delivered, toffees, stuff from probably the 80s, 90s or whatever, from when he was a kid. And he loved them, and he opened them all up, and he's having loads of them, and he's having sweets, like these, not jelly baby kind of things, you know the kind of things I mean, I can't think what they're called, because I've never really ate them. The sugar-coated jelly stuff, so he was eating them, and then he's eating more and more and more. And I'm thinking, you're constantly talking about your weight, Darren, and trying to lose weight, and you're gorging on these, and you're gorging them on film, which is even worse. Then about the same time, or within a week or two, he got some cheeses delivered from a place that specialised in cheeses. I think it was a big cheese wheel with about 12 cheeses on there. And I've got to say, I like the video, because I like cheese, but I only tend to I don't like runny cheeses, I don't like blue cheeses, I don't like really smelly cheeses. But I like your Lancashires, your Cheshires, your Cheddars, your Wensleydales, your Leicestershires, all those kind of cheeses. And there was cheeses of that ilk in there, and I thought, I might get one of them myself. Never got around to it, but I meant to. But he's eating cheese with it, and he's eating about 8 different cheeses and a couple of things, and I'm thinking, well, it's the most fattening thing in the world. I think when he was eating the sweets, he was saying, well, now and again, when you're starving yourself and you're not really eating, you've got to have a bit of a treat here and a treat there. And I'm thinking, yeah, but if you keep having treats, in the end, your treats added to your lack of food end up having more calories overall than a normal meal. Now, I think Darren's problem is I'm going to quantify it when I've said it, is a fat, greedy bugger. Before you start typing and getting on your keyboards, I believe if you're the same yourself, you can say that. I'm a fat, greedy bugger. I eat too much. I am one of these people that wake up in the morning and think of what I'm going to have for the day. Sometimes I think of all 3 meals. I'm somebody that if I've been really, really good, as in really, really hard on myself for a day or two, I'm thinking what I'm going to have in 2 days' time or in 3 days' time. If I'm going somewhere in my car, I'll think, does that town or that place have a pie shop? Are they good there? That's bad. That's sad. But when you've got a problem with food, and I have, that's the kind of things you think of, and I think Darren's probably the same. But just to put things into a little bit of context, before I came away here to that there Tenerife a week and a half ago now, I decided I just had enough. I'd had enough. I needed to lose some weight, and I needed to really, really have a go at it. Now, me myself, folks, I'm on 2 or 3 tablets. I'm not going to go into what they are, because I'm not me. I'm not all about that. But they're important tablets for in an important-ish condition. That's being well managed at the moment. But I've been overweight for a good few years. I've never gone to gyms, always been overweight, always had a problem with food. Well, I say problem with food. I've no problem with food. I can put it away like nobody's business. But I've been wanting for 2 or 3 years to lose weight, and I keep thinking of my wife, but mainly my kids and my grandkids and whatever else, and really done nothing about it. And about 6 weeks before I came away, I decided to. And I thought the only problem is I'll fall back to an extent into my ways while I'm abroad. Because I'm abroad, I'm away, I'm going to drink most every day, eat most every day and whatever else. But I thought, let me give a hard 6 weeks, see what I can do with this weight. And if it works like I think it will, because when I really, really put my mind to it, I've got a real willpower about me. Anyway, in about a 6 week period, I actually lost 1 stone and 9 pounds. No jabs, none of that stuff. It shows it can be done, but within that 6 week period, there was a time I had 2 days with no food, and the week before I came away, 3 days with no food, and it's hard. When you love food, 3 days with no food is hard. They say don't have things like milk in your tea and whatever else. Well, I was still having milk in my tea. All I was having was tea, and I was also having water, and that was it. I wasn't eating anything. And whenever I felt real hunger pangs, or I felt I wanted to put something in my mouth, I'd have maybe a boiled sweet, and that was it. And that was 3 days. And it works, and I lost loads of weight. So I'll have put some of it on when I've come back here, there's no doubt about that. But I know now I can lose it, and I will lose it. And up to Christmas, I believe I'll lose overall about 3 stone, which is what I'm targeting to lose. And I'll feel a lot better about myself. And I mean, I'm in my early 60s now. I've got 3 kids. I've got 3 grandkids. Tell a lie, 4. One's just arrived, another on the way. And I want to be here for them. And I think with willpower, you know, and you've got to have willpower, you can do anything. So if I can do it, he can do it. Because what he brought up in his video again was his weight. Well, he's been bringing it up for 18 months, 2 years, 2.5 years now. You can't keep talking about it and keep doing something about it, but never really doing something about it. Or talking about it, maybe doing something about it, and then falling back in your old ways. So I think that's something that only himself can sort out, but I think he can. He's just got to be really, really strong, and, you know, if he wants any help, seriously, get in touch with me in the comment, not in the comment section, in the email, speak to me, drop me a number, I'll call you, and we'll talk it through, no problem at all. Mental health. I've had things in my life that should give me massive mental health issues. Massive. I've had a couple of things in my life that I'm not going to bring up on here, and I've done really well to come back from. I think I've had some mental health problems, never sought any advice, never been to anybody. I've not self-medicated because I've given myself no medication, but I've navigated my way through it. I know many can't do that, but I can, and I have done. But I'm a good thinker, I'm pretty level-headed, and I think the mind's a powerful thing. You can get through most anything if you give yourself a chance to, and I think I have done. I'm not having a go at those with mental health. I'm not knocking it at all. But what I'm saying is this, and this is the real crux of the video. He put that video out I think on Sunday, recorded it on Sunday, he said. I seen it on Monday. And I kept waiting for Ricky Hatton to be mentioned within the video, and it never was. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited. And he never mentioned it. Now, before I get to Ricky Hatton, again, let me go over the video, what I seen in the video. I seen a guy talking mental health with his hair up here, and he stayed that way throughout the video. I know he's professional in what he does, but the shot after shot after shot in the video, it's like the camera clicks and there's another shot of him or another angle. Maybe it's because he's editing it and he's trying to do things in the right context and all that. I get that. But I think when you're talking to a camera about mental health, you don't edit it. You don't do different shots because you're just talking about mental health. You don't need to do all that. You don't need to jazz it up. Then 3 or 4 minutes before the end of the video, and there might be things that come on all his videos, you get the coffee cup or whatever it is in the corner saying donate to the channel, or if you've liked it, donate. I'm thinking, you're talking mental health here and whatever else. Trying to make money out of your chat and putting that on your channel, I think he's wrong on every level. Now, he might say, well, that just comes in every single video, it's just programmed in. Maybe it is, but he's a whiz with his laptops, computers, phones and everything else. He could have taken that out. I don't think that should have been in there. Then he's got his normal like and subscribe, and again, I don't think that should be in there. He's just talking one-to-one to everybody listening about mental health, and it's supposed to be all serious. It's not supposed to be a money-making thing or a subscriber thing. It's just him talking about mental health. So he's talking about mental health, and he's saying sometimes those of us that are really down and depressed, even though we might feel alone and whatever else, weirdly, we don't want to be with anybody for a time. We want to get over it. We want to collect our thoughts. We don't want to discuss things, he said. And I'm thinking, well, if that's the case, why on earth are you telling all this to a camera, to potentially 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people? I don't get it. He wants to be alone, but he wants to tell everybody. But then again, we go to Ricky Hatton. We get to Ricky Hatton, and he leaves it till the end of the video. And at the end of the video, he said, oh, this is poignant. Since I've recorded this video, I've just heard the sad news about Ricky Hatton from England there. He said, oh, what sad news? And we know Ricky's had some mental health problems, because Ricky Hatton is renowned for it. You know, he spoke up about mental health in the past. And then the video ends with really touching, poignant music. The production all the way till the end, fantastic. And I'm thinking, I don't believe you, Darren. I don't believe you didn't know when you recorded that video that Ricky Hatton had died. I don't believe you. Now the thing is, many will say, oh, when I know. Many will say that's hard. Many will say Darren's a great person. Many of you will say Darren doesn't lie. Because you're supportive, you're supporters, that's what people say. And you'll say, well, when he's talking mental health, he's not going to lie about something. I think in you, we'll never know, because he's going to say he never. He's not going to be brave enough to say, do you know what? I did know, I had heard, but I just wanted to record it that way. I didn't want it to all be about Ricky, blah, 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 blah. I think in you, we'll never know. So let's say you never knew. Either way, I think after recording that video about mental health and finding out before he puts it out there that it's the same day that Ricky Hatton's died, I think the right thing to do would be to have held that video for a week or a fortnight before putting it out. Because I think all you're doing, putting that video out about mental health on the day that the very, very, very high profile boxer Ricky Hatton has died, who's been a massive advocate for mental health, has had mental health issues, and at a time when many are speculating he might have killed himself because of mental health issues, I think that is really untimely putting it out, and I think it's just trying to capitalise on somebody else's grave misfortunes. Now, many might not agree with that, but that's how I see it. And if you're a follower of Darren's, whether you like him or not, and most of you will, you're going to love him, your followers, think about what I'm saying. I might just be right. Darren might even watch this and be disappointed with it, but then he might think about it, he might think, do you know what, really, on reflection now, I probably could have held it for a week or a fortnight. That is if he really didn't know about it. As I say, I think he might have done so. There's no reflection there to be had, other than the fact that maybe really he could have been more honest, and maybe still he could have held it for a week or two. Because I look at it like this, there's 365 days, is there in a year? Is it 365? And of them 365 days, Darren decided to do a video of mental health on the very, very same day that one of Britain's biggest advocates for mental health awareness is found dead. Just too much of a coincidence for me, folks. Just too much of a coincidence. As I say, I know a few people will be disappointed in me for putting this out there, and I'm sorry, but that's just how I saw it. I'm going to be meeting a guy tomorrow who I like very, very much, who's a good friend of Darren's. He's going to be disappointed when he sees it because he's a very big supporter of Darren's, and I don't think he will see my side, even though privately I think he might understand where I'm coming from, but he wouldn't say it, and he'd be disappointed to put anything out there, because this person is disappointed when anybody puts anything negative about anybody out there. But we're all different. We all paddle our own canoes the way we want to. We do our channels the way we want to. And that's what I do, folks. I put negativity out there, but I put positivity out there as well. I'm doing a section amendment called Showbiz News for the day. Again, very amateurish it'll be, because I do it the way I do it. But there'll be people in there to praise, because in the main, that's what I do on my channel. I knock folk. But it's mainly from a showbiz background. I knock folk that I think deserve to be knocked because they're talentless. They've got no talent whatsoever, and they're earning fortunes, and it really does my pig in head in, whether they're in media or sport. If somebody's earning a fortune and can't do the job, I think it's wrong. Because there's some people out there that are fantastic at the job and don't get the breaks or don't get what they deserve, and that does my pig in head in. But I praise folk that deserve it, and if I think others don't deserve it, I say it. And that's the base of this video. Not everyone's going to agree with me, no, I know they're not. But I hope you've listened to it all before you have a go at me. And if you want to have a go at me, have a go at me. They've all got what they call moderators on the channel. Darren will have some as well. A couple of you moderators might be people that message me and have a go. And what you do is you knock out all the negative comments that people make about him. They've got it on all the channels. Don't have it on mine. Don't want it on mine. Won't welcome it on mine. And for those that don't know me, you can put anything you want to on my channel. It can even be abusive. It will stay there. It'll be there forever, till the ends of time. If you say anything about my wife, my children, my grandkids or my friends, I'll knock you off the site. Say it about me, you can be on there forever. Not a problem at all. You won't get banned from my site. Your comment won't get wiped. If anybody puts a comment on my site and can't find it there, then YouTube for some reason haven't put it up there. But I don't block anything or scan anything. I don't have keywords in there that aren't allowed. Anything you want to write on my site, you can. I'm totally different than all the rest. I've got a thick skin. Say what you want about me. But before you say it, just have a think about what I've said. Do you think I'm right with some points? Because I think I am with many. But that's just my opinion. Our opinions differ, don't they? We all have our own opinion. Do you know what? I never took the sunglasses off, did I? So I'll get the right thumbnail, at least I'll get. Won't be just me ugly mush on there. People see the sunglasses more than anything else. See, because I had nothing to read off. No script here, no editing here. And that's why sometimes it's a bit wordy and it goes drivelly and drivelly and drivelly. I'm sorry about that, folks. Hope you stayed with it. Hope you've heard it. Hope I've not offended anyone. Certainly don't want to offend Darren. Certainly don't. I believe he's a nice fella. But I just think his video was put out at the wrong time. And I still do probably believe he knew about Ricky before he did it. I'm never going to know whether that's the case or not, because he's never going to tell me. Nobody's that brave. But whether he knew about him or not, I do not think he should have put it out. And I'd love him to think about it for 10 minutes in a quiet room and have a think about it and think, should I have put it out on that day, or should I have left it a week or two? I think he should have left it, but that's just my opinion. See you, folks. Hope you're well, and catch you further down the road.